Hey now, friends, it's me, Lola. I hope you can hear me and that you can hear me really, really good. So, as you're coming in, just do me a favor. Let me know that the sound is good, that you can see me clearly, that everything is working and it's in order. And then I'll go ahead and get started. I'm very excited to talk today because I'm going to be sharing 9 signs that you are helping the wrong people. I'm going to be sharing 9 signs you are helping the wrong people. And the way that this whole idea of like these signs, these red flags just popped off to me was very, very crazy. A few weeks ago, I did a live stream. You may have seen it about helping the wrong people. And when I did the live stream, I was just thinking, and spontaneously, a few red flags popped out. And then when I went and sat with the content, because if you know me and if you're a part of my private group that really helps creators and dreamers develop their ideas and get their purpose out into the world, their calling out into the world, then you know that we believe in multiplying everything. So when I create content, I don't just create it to use in that moment. I sit with it and I look for ways that I can multiply it. So as I was sitting with the content, I was like, I got way more red flags than just those few I said in that spontaneous live stream. So I was like, let me come on and just go ahead and do this. Grace and peace, Brenda G. I hope you are doing super amazing and doing super well. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear it and that everything is good. So I'm very, very excited to talk about this. Number one, before I go into what I'm going to be talking about, because I'm actually pulling it back up on my iPad. So we love our technology, right? But I accidentally open the browser on my iPad that I'm using on my phone. So I didn't want to send anything haywire. So I just closed it out and was like, let me come back in here and try it again. If my connection is choppy, please let me know, because what I'll do is turn my Wi-Fi off and I'll shut down this broadcast and start over, because I'd rather you all be able to hear me than me just be on here talking to myself pretty much. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be talking to you all about. But before I get into that, I just wanted to shout out someone that is doing some really, really amazing, amazing stuff. Grace and peace, Diane. I pray you and your family are doing more than well. Okay, Brenda G, thank you for letting me know it's clear. So first of all, like, I don't always see stuff on social media that people are posting because I am not on social media as frequently as you would think someone who creates content for the internet is on social media, because I pre-schedule a lot of my content. And then two, I love to like people's content, but sometimes I don't always like it because I don't want my feed to become so filtered by these social systems that I'm social networks that I'm using. So sometimes I'll withhold like engaging with content intentionally. And anywho, I don't always see what people are posting. So someone posted something today. Grace and peace to Carrie. Someone posted something today and they tagged me in it. And I was happy they tagged me in it, because I don't know if I would have seen it today or maybe if it would have taken like a week, because social feeds have kind of changed too, where I used to see people's content pretty quickly. Now, sometimes things from like 7 days ago will pop up on my timeline and I'll see it. But anywho, I saw a post shouting out Michelle J. Miller. Now, what's so significant about this? First of all, Michelle J. Miller is an attorney. She is the apostolic attorney. She deals with trademarks and a few other things. She did great work for me and my husband with the Smoking Prophet. She didn't just do our trademark. She also did some of our business stuff. I don't know if she still does that. But anywho, she was being shouted out online. Okay, this is normal, right? Yes, we should shout people out, right? We should tell them about great experiences. We should tell them about great people. But what was so cool is like the person that was shouting her out is a celebrity. And not only is this person a celebrity, the platform that they were on has like this huge, huge, massive audience. And if I'm not mistaken, she was talking to another celebrity. So cool. But yeah, let me just let y'all see this. I'll put this down there so y'all can see it. I'm so bootleg, y'all. We are bootleg, right? Hold on. I got my Bluetooth on. So I got to turn it off real quick so y'all can hear this. But I want y'all to hear this. She put dibs in for it, and then we used a very well accomplished attorney, Michelle Miller, and she went in there and got it for me. Did y'all hear that? And she is sitting up. Okay, so first of all, this is on the Wendy Williams show. Wendy Williams is big, right? Everybody knows who Wendy Williams is. MC Light is the woman that Michelle J. Miller assisted, and she shouted Michelle J. Miller out for her work in the process. And she's sitting on this platform, millions of people, and shouted her out in front of Fat Joe and Remy Martin, and like, yes, let y'all see this again, y'all. And for it, and then we used a very well accomplished attorney, Michelle Miller, and she went in there and got it for me. And so now you own your name. Don't you like the whoop whoop whoop? But listen, that's on Philip M. Watson's page. You all go and check it out. But I was just like, that's so incredible. And my prayer for her, and when I say a prayer, really it's just me coming into alignment with what the Father already wants, is that the Lord would continue to make her name great. You know, don't shy away from the Father spotlighting you, exposing you in a positive way, and making your name great. That's one of the promises that started way back in the Old Testament. Okay, that's one of the promises of the Abrahamic covenant. So God promises to make our name great. And that's my prayer for her, that God would continue to make her name great. And for anyone who's on here that's doing anything amazing, and you want to take your gift and support people, you want to take your knowledge and serve it up to the world, go for it. And do not be afraid of people making your name great and the Lord making your name great, because that's something he wants to do. Okay, that ain't the message though. Now let's get into the message. Let's get right on into this message. Today, I want to talk to you all about, trying to see if I can share it really quickly. Nope, I'm not going to worry about that. Today, I want to talk to you about signs that you're helping the wrong people. And if somebody can do me a favor, if you could just share Michelle J. Miller's name for anyone who may not know who I'm talking about. If you could just share her name on here so that anyone that needs legal assistance can speak with her. A few things that I can say about Michelle J. Miller is she has integrity, and she's always learning something. And when you have someone who's helping you and doing work for you, right? And they're always learning something, that makes me feel better, because it's like they're staying ahead of trends, or staying on top of things that are changing, things that are happening. That's like going to visit a doctor and you find out that your doctor hasn't seen no new information since they graduated back in like 1950. You're like, wait a minute, like you don't know anything about new stuff like at all. Like you ain't touched a book. You ain't went to no class. You didn't take no summer classes. Like, come on. So she has integrity, and she is a learner. Like, she is a constant learner. She's always looking to learn and like study. And so that's a win when you're looking for, that's a sign that you can likely trust the person that you're going to be hiring, outsourcing, partnering with, when they have integrity, and when you see that they are studying, they're always learning, they're always wanting to know, okay, what's happening, what's changing, so that we can stay ahead of this stuff and jump curves and get ahead of curves. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this message. Signs that you're helping the wrong people. Thank you all for putting Michelle J. Miller's name there. And I think her website changed, but if you go to her website, I think she has it redirected to like a new website, but it was michellejmillerlaw.com, I believe. But anyways, let me get into this because I'm so distracting all over the place. Oh, one more thing I got to tell y'all. I have not been able to wear earrings in years. So every time I would go and get my hair done, the lady that did my hair would say, where are your earrings? And she had been doing my hair for a long time and she knew I always wore earrings, but I stopped wearing earrings because they would irritate my ears. I put my earrings on for, a few minutes and I would feel my ears tingling, feeling like they were starting to swell up. And so I stopped wearing earrings. Well, my husband ordered me some earrings and a beautiful bracelet, the Faith Bangle by Makita Jones Pottery. And he ordered me the earrings, which these are handmade, they're porcelain, and they're dipped in gold. He ordered me this stuff and I tried on the earrings and I took them off pretty quickly because I'm like, okay, I expect that my ears are going to start burning. But then I put them on again another day to do like a video. When I put them on, I just never took them off. And then all of a sudden it was hours later and I'm like, wait a minute. I got on these earrings and I've been wearing them all day. These earrings do not bother my ears. And I'm just so happy and pleased because now I can do little things that make me feel beautiful and make me feel good on the inside. And then I can be better for the world. How many of us know that we have to do little things to help us feel better about ourselves? And then we can show up in the best way possible for the world. Because if you don't feel good on the inside, like you're going to show up looking like that. Dante, thank you. Shout out to you. And for anyone that wants to check out her stuff, it's Makita Jones Pottery. She has an Etsy shop. You can find her here on Facebook. I think she has an art page, but these are handmade and I've been wearing them. And today my son was like, you don't need earrings. And I'm like, I'm putting on them earrings. I hadn't been able to wear earrings for years. I'm putting on earrings every chance I get, right? Okay, thank you so much, Brenda Jean. You see, I got the matching bangle, but they're just beautiful. Okay, signs you're helping the wrong people. I was talking to a friend this morning and this friend was just sharing with me how they had two work experiences where the same situation happened. And they were at one job and they found that people kind of took advantage of their kindness and their willingness to help others and support other people. And then at another job, they found the same thing happening. So when they said that to me, I was like, okay, these things happen in life, right? We find ourselves in one environment, yet in a different environment, the same thing follows us over there, right? The same type of stuff is happening over in this other environment. And we're like, why is this happening to me? Do I have a dark cloud following me? Am I plagued? What is going on? Am I cursed? Am I marked? You start going into all of that. And really when that happens, it's a sign that, hey, let me do some reflection. Let me see what's happening here. Let me see if there's anything that I can do to change the situation. And what I told her is in life, when you are a generous person, when you're a kind person, you have to be mindful of who you serve up your kindness to, right? And I said, let's put it this way. Let's think about Joseph in the Bible. Joseph was who he was, right? Joseph, for anyone that may not know the story, let me just go into it really quickly. In my head, I'm thinking like, dang, I'm going off and taking longer than I want to take because I really just want to be on here for 10 minutes, give y'all these 9 points and get off. And that's not happening. But I promise I will make this as brief as possible because I'm hungry. Okay, that's the truth. So Joseph in the Bible, Joseph was pretty amazing. He was a boy in a very large family. He had a lot of brothers. He had some sisters too, but in biblical history, you don't really see a lot of talk about like the women, and all of that stuff. You see some talk about it. It'd be like a girl here and there, but there was a lot of stock on the boys and for good reason. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, babe. So Joseph was in a family with a lot of boys and his brothers didn't necessarily like him. Joseph had this dream and Joseph was looked upon favorably by his dad. And there was some, you can call it sibling rivalry. Can I talk today? You can call it sibling rivalry or whatever you want to call it, but there was a problem. And because there was a problem, Joseph had it hard. His brothers set him up. They wanted to kill him, but he ended up being sold into slavery. So they had him enslaved instead of killing him, which that was a benefit. And then from there, a woman accused Joseph of attempting to sexually assault her. And then Joseph ended up in jail. And then when Joseph got in jail, Joseph interpreted a few dreams. One of the people was like, hey, I'm gonna look out for you. I get up out of here, and they forgot about Joseph, and he stayed in jail. But throughout the whole time, Joseph's character did not, it did not, his character, I can't say that it didn't change, because our character should change. It should evolve, grow, mature, and all of that stuff. His character did not go down. He didn't become a bad person. He didn't let what was happening around him make him bitter. Grace and peace, Jackie, love you. He didn't let what was happening around him make him bitter, make him angry. He was consistently him, right? And so when we're in situations where we have people that are doing us wrong, taking advantage of us, the one thing that will help us overcome that is to be you. That's the first thing. Grace and peace, Ty Johnson. Love you. The one thing, Ty Johnson is so amazing. Okay, I'm going to say this and then that's going to be it. She gets results. That's her name. Ty Johnson, AKA Miss I Get Results. Okay, I'm done. But when we're dealing with people that are doing us wrong and not treating us in the way we feel like we should be treated, the best thing that you can do is stay true to who you are, okay? The best thing that you can do is be like Joseph. This is me explaining why I said be like Joseph. You can continue to evolve and get better and mature and allow all of the goodness that's in you to shine. Deal with what you're feeling, but keep it moving and stay true to who you are and who you were created to be. That's what Joseph did the whole time. And in the end, Joseph's character showed through, and he ended up saving his brothers. I don't want to go into this part of the story. He ended up saving his brothers, and he ended up saving not only his brothers, but he saved two people groups. Okay. Joseph ended up getting out of jail when eventually, okay, so when Joseph was in jail, there were two people, a baker and a cupbearer, if I recall correctly, and they told him a dream. One person's dream meant something bad. The other person's dream meant something really good. And so that person said, I'm going to remember you. They got out. They forgot about Joseph. I think he was in there like 3 more years in jail. And when Joseph ended up getting out of jail, the Pharaoh, the person that ruled over Egypt, was having this troubling dream that could not be interpreted by any of his special magic people and people that read signs and all of that stuff and all this spiritual what to do's. And so they called on Joseph because he was finally remembered at that point. They called on Joseph, and Joseph was able to give a message for the dream and then also provide a solution. And in the end, Joseph ended up being promoted. Joseph ended up being promoted in the kingdom, and because he was promoted in the kingdom and had a solution for what was coming to Egypt, which was a famine, he was able to save Egypt, and he was able to save his people group, which were the Israelites. Okay. When they came, his brothers ended up coming into Egypt to try to buy food, and they didn't recognize Joseph. They didn't know who he was, but Joseph didn't turn around and say to them, now that I'm in this position of power, that's a word. Huh, you hear it coming? Joseph didn't turn around and say to them, now that I'm in this position of power, now that I can treat you worse than how you treated me, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to cut your head off. Take it off. He didn't say that. Okay. Joseph was like, I love you. And what was meant for evil is now working out for good. Okay. Yes. Someone else said his gift made room for him. It did. Okay. So this is my point. When this person told me, hey, I'm at multiple jobs, and these jobs that I'm working at, the same thing keeps happening. And I'm like, okay, well, one, you got to be like Joseph. You don't shift your character. Your character don't go down. Your character goes up. You continue to evolve. Yes, you're human. Yes, this stuff is going to bother you. Yes, Bitterness and unforgiveness is going to try to set its place in your heart. I said, but you can't give it space, because everything good on the inside of you, that love, that's your greatest power. Your love causes you to want to be kind to people. Your love says, I'm going to go out my way. Your love says, this is not my job, but I'm going to do it. I said, but now what this means is that you need to be paying attention and doing some reflection on why this is happening. What is going on? And part of reflecting, when you're a kind person and you find that people are taking advantage of you, it could be you saying, like, well, can I change something in this situation without changing my character that would help make the situation better? So let's say, for example, you're at work and you work on a team, and you notice that you've gotten some of your teammates work. You got one of your peers work. Somebody threw a folder on your desk, and you're like, you don't know where it came from. So instead of you just doing the work, instead of you just taking ownership of it like it's yours, you take it to your supervisor and say, hey, I saw this on my desk. Not sure what it is. I just want to know, is this something that I should be taking care of? It looks like it belongs to someone else. And you doing that, you're putting the ownership back on that person. So that's what we do. Okay. When we are generous people and we find that, oh my gosh, I feel like everywhere I go, I go to this job and somebody's taking advantage of me. I go to this church, somebody's taking advantage of me. I go out in the street and I have people walking in front of me as if I'm not even there. When I go to order food in the line, what's happening? It's like you have to do some self-reflecting and figure out, hey, is there something that I can do to change the situation? And not changing my character, not shifting who I am as a kind, generous, beautiful person, but shifting how I behave so that I don't put myself in those positions so easily. So I hope these 9 signs help you do that. I hope these 9 signs help you see very quickly when you're around someone that maybe isn't ready for what you've got yet, and maybe you need to shift your interactions with them, not your character, not your heart, just how you interact with them. Okay, just how you interact with them, so that you are guarding yourself, right? Guard your heart above all else. Okay, guard your heart above all else. So 9 signs that you're helping the wrong people. And if you're finding that, hey, I don't want to stay on and hear these 9 signs with Lola, then you can tap the link in the description there, and you will actually get to a blog that has the 9 signs on it and more. Okay, let's keep going. Bree, God bless you. Thanks for being on here. And I see some Facebook user, I can't see your name, sorry. It says amen with a star and a star. And Ty Johnson said, your character will stand, know who you are. That's it. Man, like I had a situation where it was obvious that I was dealing with some adult bullying. And I was like, I don't have to be who I am and be kind and be nice and be loving and be generous. And I started to become a shell of myself, meaning I was moving around, but I wasn't vibrant. I wasn't happy. I wasn't positive, and it started to make me miserable. And I was like, I ain't doing that again. I'm not changing who I am because somebody around me is nasty, they're unkind, or they have no ability to value me. I'm not changing who I am. I'm going to be who I am. And I remember receiving an award at work, and it was a total shock. It was like at one of our events, hundreds of people are around, and one of my senior leaders is like, yeah, this person does this and this and that and blah 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 blah, and performance is great and all of that, but one thing that makes me happy about this person is that every time they come around, like, it's like they shift the room with positivity. And then they said my name, and I was like, who they talking about? That's good. And they were talking about me. Hey, that's so crazy. But anyways, let me get back on this. I'm super silly, but my point is, like, stay true to who you are. 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 Okay. Yes, you may have to switch up how you move around people that can't reciprocate the value you bring and the kindness you bring and the generosity you bring and how you're more responsible than other people. That's another thing. Sometimes at work, because you're a responsible person, instead of you saying, hey, Mr. Madam, or I'm sorry, Mr. Sir, or Mrs. Madam, I don't believe that this is my work. Instead of you saying that, you'll just start doing it and you'll take on that responsibility. And it's like, after a while, it will weigh you down because it's not yours. So you don't shift who you are. You still continue to be super supportive, great, and all of that, a responsible employee. But what you do is say, I need to put this responsibility on who it belongs to and bring this information to them. And then they tell me what to do. And then I respond so that your supervisor don't tell you that you're being insubordinate and that they want to fire you because you refuse to do some work. Okay, let's get back to this message. 9 red flags. Someone is not ready for your generosity. Number 1, they have a history of attitude and not gratitude. Do they say thanks? If you're dealing with someone and they are just constantly attitude, everything, they got a gloomy cloud hanging over them. I'm thinking about this book that I used to read my kids when they were little. You probably know the book. It's called The Pout Pout Fish. It was a fish that walked around and he had a pout face, and he spread the weary drearies all over the place. That's what it was. Blub, blub, blub. And so in the end of the book, the pout fish was actually like a kissing fish, and he just needed to be kissed. But oh well. If this person has a history of attitude, if they're just walking around and it's always something wrong, or if you do something for you and they feel like they were owed something anyways and that they don't have to tell you thank you, then that lets you know that this could be someone that does not need for you to just start pouring out to them. And maybe there's someone else that could use what you have. Okay. Grace and peace. Gabby's footprints. I will not forget. Okay. I will not forget Gabby's footprints. Second point, they have a history of taking without giving. Do they only call you when they need something? Do they only show up when they need something? Are they only emailing you at work when they need something? Do they have a history of taking without giving? This could show you that there is a person that just does not want to do what they need to do. And they've seen that, hey, every time I ask, they respond and help me. So I'm just keep asking. I'm not even going to try to do nothing. Okay. Now I'm sharing these red flags with you. It does not mean that you turn around to this person and be like, that's a red flag, fam. It doesn't mean that you do that. I'm going to tell you what you can do at the end if you find this happening. Okay. So the next one is they want you to do all the work. Do they work with you or just make work for you? So if you have a team that you're working on, or if you have someone that's calling you for coaching, or you have someone that you're giving advice to, and they're like, yeah, that'd be great. And they push it back on you for you to do the work. It's like, wait a minute, what's happening here? What's happening here? Like, are you going to take responsibility? Are you going to do some things that you need to do? Are you going to take action and make some positive chain reactions start to occur in your life, a positive domino effect? Okay. And Takiri, don't feel bad, because guess what happens when we get information? Information helps us grow if we see it in a positive way. I remember talking to someone, and it's like every time they would get feedback, and I don't like to say bad feedback because feedback can help you grow. Okay. Every time they get feedback, they would always get stuck in how it made them feel, and that it made them feel bad. And I'm like, feedback? No, flip how you see it. Feedback is good because you're getting a clear sign of something that needs to be changed. You don't have to go in and figure out, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this. What's the problem? You don't have to open up the engine of the car and be like, what's wrong? Somebody's already giving you the diagnosis. So feedback is good. Don't let yourself feel bad. Just look at it like, oh my gosh, I see myself here, but I'm going to shift it. Okay. I'm going to start being more intentional about giving in my work relationships, giving in my coaching relationships, giving in my relationships in general. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Here's another point. This is point number 4. They sing your praises when you do what they want and ignore you when you don't. They sing your praises when you do what they want, but they ignore you when you don't? Ask yourself this question. Sit with these questions. How is their attitude when you say no? Okay? If they shift from that gratitude to attitude when you say no, and it doesn't change, then that's a problem. Okay, so sometimes with my children, when I tell them no, like, they get an attitude. That's normal. Okay, just like you'll get an attitude as an adult. But if like a week later they still got that same attitude, I'm like, nah, buddy, we got to sit down and talk about this, because you don't need to have an attitude that long. You can feel what you're feeling in the moment and then process it, and let's move past it. So if this person is just sitting, when you tell them no, they just get mad. They want to give you the silent treatment. They want to do tit for tat. They want to bring up you telling them no, and then try to cause you to shift your position. Then it's like, oh, this is the red flag. This is a red flag. It's a red flag. Okay, let's keep going. Point number 5. They ask you for advice, but never take notes or record what you say. This is a big thing for me. They ask you for advice, but never take notes or record what you say. You're not going to remember as much as you think you're going to remember. I know we as people, we think we're superhumans, and that all the bad stuff, nothing bad can ever be part of who we are, right? We try to think that. And I love that we as people, that's a strength, that we can have such a positive outlook about ourselves, but we can't have such a positive outlook that it makes us delusional, right? And where we think, oh, this person is going to have a 30-minute meeting with me and I'm going to remember everything that they're saying, and I'm not going to take notes. I'm just going to sit here. No, take notes, respect and value that person. Take notes, record it, write, and go from there. Facebook user said, so late. Hello, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Listen, you can actually tap the link in the description and get to the blog and see this too. Okay, so point number, what are we on? Because I don't have these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, point number 6. They continually come to you for guidance, but rarely follow your advice. Okay, so you have that person that maybe comes to you and asks for stuff all the time, but they never take notes. Thank you, babe. Thank you, Dante, for putting 6 up there. They never take notes. They never record anything. But then on the other side of that, you have that person that may record, may take notes, and guess what they do? They don't follow through. You know, they're going to come back to you every week asking you the same thing. And after a while, you can just take the recording you made and just send it to them, you know, and just press play on the tape, like play. Hey, and you just listen to it. You just listen to it. Listen, Gabby, I saw a post somewhere and it said that these type of people are, my husband knows what I'm about to say. I'm not cursing, y'all. They're ask holes. They're ask holes, ASK holes. Like, they just keep asking. But anyways, okay, let's keep going. Point number 7. They no call and no show, meaning they set up time with you. They set up meetings, but they don't keep them or cancel properly. And on top of that, they don't follow up or apologize. This is big, right? Someone said, I love that at the ask holes, right? Okay, so I'm thinking about something that one of my leaders did back in the corporate world when I first encountered him. Something he did, because he was a developer, and leaders that are developers are usually generous. You know, they're looking for someone to give you know, all of the secrets to, like, hey, move like this, hey, do this, hey, do that. But they have to guard themselves. And something that this leader did was actually like, hey, I'm sending this out. If you all are interested, do this. So that's something that we can do to help guard ourselves. We can throw some bait out to the fish, like, hey, I'm not really telling you, hey, I'll be mentoring you or developing you, but if you respond and fill out this, whatever, you know, fill out these 2 little pages, then that lets me know that you're willing to invest the same thing that I'm willing to invest in you. And that's what you want. You want people that are not just around you taking, but they're putting something back into you. They're giving something back to you. Okay, now let's go on to I think this is point number 8. This person pops up with questions in your inbox via comments on social media, emails, they call you on the phone, and they got the nerve to show up in person at your house unannounced or your business. Who told them to do that? But they refuse to set up a paid meeting with you. So this person will come to you. They slide up on you. Grace and peace, William Johnson. So happy you're here. You can also tap the link in the description and get the blog notes there, which the 9 points are on. So this person like will come to you every way, but through a way where they have to invest through a payment and actually show, hey, I'm willing to pay for what you're going to share with me. That's a red flag. That's a sign that you're helping the wrong person. Okay. And then here's the last one. They set up virtual meetings with you during times when they're at work, eating, driving, or preoccupied, or they come to a meeting unprepared or doing off topic things. Are they even taking your meeting seriously? I remember I had a meeting that I was sitting in with someone on, and this person was outsourcing a contractor. And we were meeting with the contractor to discuss expectations and to figure out, okay, like how we could align them with what we were doing and just make things great. And guess what? This person showed up to the meeting at their job. Not only were they at their job, they were at one of those jobs where you can't take a break when you want to and go off to a quiet room or go off in your office and close the door. Y'all, they were watching kids. You can't take no meeting watching kids. Anybody knows that. Kids have to be watched, okay? Kids have to be watched. So listen, if you have someone that's setting up meetings with you during times where they're at work, eating, driving, or preoccupied, or they're coming to the meeting unprepared or doing off-topic things, it's like that's a sign. That's a red flag that you could be helping the wrong person. Like if you have a meeting with someone and the only thing you've asked them to do was fill out a questionnaire and they didn't get the questionnaire done, and then they come to the meeting trying to complete it or answer the questions in the meeting, it's like, wait a minute. Okay, it's a problem. So what do you do with these type of people? Do you just immediately be like, nah, I can't work with you? No, you don't. Okay, first of all, you don't shift who you are. You stay the beautiful person that you are, and you allow yourself to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and get better. And then you consider grace and peace, Michelle J. Miller. We shouted you out at the beginning. I did not even see that you got shouted out by MC Light on the Wendy Williams show in front of Fat Joe and Remy Martin until today when Philip tagged me. And I'm just like, may the Lord continue to make your name great. May the Lord continue to make your name great. That's part of his covenant, his promise to us. And may he continue to do that. We love you. We honor you. We think you're amazing. You know that forever and for always. You are amazing. I'll be wanting to like message you and tell you that, but then I'm like, I know she's so busy. I can't be just messenger every time that I feel like I would love to just give her a warm, fuzzy hug and just tell her she's amazing. But anyway, just wanted to share that thing with you really quickly. But what do you do when you find yourself that you're maybe helping the wrong person? You can choose to pull back. You can also choose to say, hey, I need you to do this. You can throw some bait at them. Hey, I need you to do this before we can go further. And to see how willing they are to do the work. Because when you're helping people, when you're pouring out as a leader, as a teammate, as in a relationship, whatever it is, you need people that are willing to work with you and not just make work for you. So the first thing, hey, let's do some reflecting here. Let me throw out some bait and see if they will respond to what I'm saying and actually show me they're willing to invest. And then sometimes you just need to establish expectations. Be like, hey, you know, this is what I expect when we interact together to help make our partnership better, or to help me support you in the way that I know that you want me to. This is what I need from you. You can let them know that. So when you're finding that you're encountering people that just don't seem to be the type that you necessarily want to work with, it doesn't mean cut them off. Cutting people off is not the answer to everything, because sometimes the people that we're cutting off is something that we could gather from this situation. You cut them off, and guess what's going to happen? You're just going to find yourself in that same situation in a different environment. So what you want to do is those few little things that I said, okay? You want to evaluate. You don't want to shift your character. You want to be who you are. You want to throw some bait out at them, ask them to do something and see how willing they are to invest and actually respond and show you that they're willing to do work with you and not just make work for you. And then you may need to discuss expectations. That's okay. Okay, you're going to learn how to be a better communicator through this, and you're going to be great. I hope y'all enjoyed this message. I am out of here. Yes, Michelle J. Miller is amazing. Amazing. Michelle J. Miller, if y'all don't know, she is an attorney. She's an apostolic attorney, and she specializes in trademarks, although she did some other work for us. And just two words that I say about her: she has integrity, and she is an avid learner. And that's what I like when I work with people. The integrity is a thing for me in any relationship. If you don't have integrity, I'm not fooling with you. I will keep you outside my inner circle. I'll be nice to you. You won't know what's going on, but I promise you, I don't mess with people without integrity. And then the second thing is that you are a learner, because people who stop learning, stop growing, and then they get left behind, they become obsolete. So when I'm working with businesses, when I'm working with people that are doing things to help me in my business, man, I want to know that they're staying on top of things. I want to know that they got an eagle's eye view, that they're trying to jump curves and get ahead of change and catch trends before they happen. I want to know that. And so that's why we love Michelle J. Miller. Okay, so I'm out of here. I'm Lola. I'm with The Smoking Prophet. The Smoking Prophet is a life advice brand designed to resource you spiritually, creatively, and socially. Our goal is to give you what it takes others years to get. We do that through a blog, thesmokingprophet.com, and through a podcast. If you want this message, just tap the link in the description. It's over on thesmokingprophet.com. It's not on the podcast yet. We're working on that. Also, I am going to be coming and doing more live streams. Part of what caused me to encounter so many people and to start building my platform was live streams. And I'm like, I don't even go live. You know, we were all going live on this thing called Periscope. And then we started trending on Periscope. We started going viral on Periscope. And, you know, it helped us build our audiences and our platforms. That's how I met people like Michelle J. Miller, like Dr. Alexis McClinton, like Philip M. Watson, like Tron Moses. Who else? Taylor Holland. Who else did I meet through Periscope? Gabby, you know, Ty Johnson. This is how I met all of these people. Brenda G, William Johnson. This is how I met all of these people. And I'm like, I need to be live streaming. So I'm saying all of that to say I am going to start coming on live streaming more. Not sure how often it's going to happen, but I am going to find a consistent schedule. And then I was going to tell you all, if you don't see me on social media, like I am always, yes, I met Rebecca through Periscope. If you don't see me on social media, I'm always putting my content on my blog, and I'm always putting my content on my podcast, because those are the homes for my content. Those are the main places that my content is going to go. So if you don't see me here, I'm on my blog, thesmokingprophet.com. I'm there, okay? And if you want, you can get on my email list. You can be a part of my text community. I have 2 different text communities, one for like the prophetic, spiritual encouragement and that kind of stuff, and then another one for the I'm going to say something about that, Gabby. And then another one for like the creative content dreamer, pushing you out there and calling and all of that. But if you want to be a part of our email or our text community, just comment and I'll send you the information. Gabby, I actually sent Tynetta Bay, and met her through Periscope, sent her a picture today of this tree that I want to get to plant. It's called a rising sun redbud, and the thing looks holographic. It's crazy. It looks like the tree is in 3D the way it grows. And I'm like, I would love to just look out the window and look at that tree growing. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But I'm out of here. I love y'all. Have the most amazing life. Until next time. Bye.